Atlanta at Chicago. It feels like Justin Fields, we say this every week, is playing for his future in Chicago. Do you think that he could potentially secure his future in Chicago whilst sticking the nail in the coffer of Arthur Smith?
Yeah, I definitely think it's possible. I think what we've seen from Justin Fields is that he's still an incomplete player. He's averaged 53% of completion rate over the last 3 games, which ranks 37th out of 41 quarterbacks with 25 dropbacks or more in that spell. So it's not like Justin Fields has shown us that he's a completely different player. But what's been different for the Bears this year is that the team's been winning more. They've got 6 wins so far. This feels like a winnable game for them. Fields, in terms of a fantasy player, he's QB6 over those last 3 games. He's making big plays. He ranks 9th in big time throw rate, and he averages the second most rushing yards among quarterbacks, only behind Lamar Jackson. So even if the Bears decide to move on from him, we know what Justin Fields is at this point in his career. We know what we can count on. He's never really going to likely develop into a top passer, but he is going to be a good enough athlete that we can count on him. The Falcons have been a decent defense this year. They rank 28th against the pass and 5th best against the run. So it's like if you want to take them on, you do want to pass the ball. So DJ Moore sounds like he's dealing with a couple of injuries. But the one thing that the Falcons do well is take away top options. We talked about this time and time again this season. They're not afraid to put AJ Terrell solely on a single player. They're not afraid to bring Jesse Bates down and just team up on a single player and eliminate them from it. We saw Mike Evans a couple of weeks ago. He just got taken out of the game, really. So if I'm in a final with DJ Moore, of course I'm playing him. In DFS, I think I prefer playing this one in a bit of a more slim outcome, like taking Justin Fields and then pairing it on the other side with Bijan Robinson, who scored 19 points for the third time in 5 games last week. So a career high 10 targets, 31% team target share. No other player had more than 18%. And it came at the expense of Drake London, who had his second lowest target share of the season at 12.5%. It kind of remains to be seen whether that was just a last week thing or if we're going to see that every week. But also, we saw Kyle Pitts be tight end 10 last week. So is this just what Taylor Heineke wants to do? Wants to go at Bijan Robinson with dump offs, wants to go at Kyle Pitts with dump offs? And is it coming at the expense of pushing it downfield to Drake London? I would have difficulty starting Drake London in this game because the Bears, they're the third best pass defense over the last 5 weeks. And I think it's easier to envisage a world where Bijan Robinson is getting there than Drake London.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to potentially attack it. As you said, just the nervousness around that. With the Chicago Bears running back room, it feels like one of them is going to have a good fantasy week. Any gut feeling on which one it is this week?
No, I mean, it's so difficult to, there's weeks where we like Roshan Johnson because of his pass blocking ability. There's weeks where Donta Foreman is just going to go out and pick up the hard-earned yards on the ground. And against this run defense, which ranks 5th best, perhaps that's what they see being a good way to look at it. Khalil Herbert, I've got no idea when he's ever going to play well. It's so difficult to second guess.
Yeah, it feels like it's a lottery as to who gets in each week. Peanut Butter and Waivers is agreeing. Drake London's great, but yeah, tough to play him this week. And then Cade's in the chat asking, he's got Amari Cooper. Would you start Amari over any of these options? So it's Chris Olave, Puka Nacua, and Stephon Diggs.
Maybe Diggs.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at how I've got it ranked. I wouldn't. I think I'd sit Amari Cooper there, but yeah, let's be honest. It's just tough to trust with the injury, with that defense. I think that Olave is an absolute must start. He's got an incredible matchup. I think I'd roll with the other 3 and sit Cooper, which feels sacrilegious to say after what he did last week, quite frankly. Moving across to the next slate of games will be the evening slate for us, the afternoon slate for those of you in the US. But before we do, you can join as a member. You get access to all of Tom's DFS content that will be continuing through week 18 into the playoffs. And you will get access to all of my Dynasty content. The rookie guide is starting to take shape. You can hit the little join button down below, become a member, join the Discord, get access to so much more content than you could ever imagine. And it's for less than a cup of coffee a week. It is great value.